Station podcast. Today's video is a review and recap of The Wheel of Time, episode 3. I had not been able to put up a review for the third episode since I hadn't seen it, but I have, and let me tell you, things are very quickly escalating. As always, for these review recaps, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the first 3 episodes, I would recommend you go back and watch that on Amazon Prime before moving forward. Yep, this picks up immediately after episode 2. We do get a quick flashback as to how Nynaeve escaped from the Trollocs. Man, and that got brutal, like very much. First, the Trolloc killing the injured one and allowing Nynaeve to escape, and then her like kind of predator type of escape where she goes into the water. I don't know. I got a little bit of vibes just from that. When a regular person has to run away from something that's way stronger. So we're back to our 3 separate groups now that Nynaeve has joined Lan and Marion. She's still injured, so we're trying to figure out first of all how to heal Maureen. And this is kind of unfortunately the character that I really enjoy, Maureen, has been sidelined due to the injuries. So let's just kind of keep on this track first. So Land goes off to look for something, and eventually we discover that after some conflict with Nynaeve and trying to figure out like, can she help heal Maureen? She finally comes to terms with the fact that she's gonna have to help them. Lan finally gets the team and strong enough to ride out. And then when we do finally, when we figure out what Lan was looking for, we run back into a character that we saw in the first episode. We saw a group of red cloaked individuals who were killing somebody who claimed to be the dragon. We get introduced to Leandrin, who seems to be the leader of this red cloak group. Um, and they have another person who is now been taken prisoner with claims of that individual being the dragon. So we are kind of left with that mystery towards the end of the episode. Uh, Moving on to one of the secondaries, I'll leave the story with Rand and Matt towards the end because I think that's probably the most interesting one. We do see Perrin. We catch up with Perrin and Egwene. First, we see that Egwene's powers are growing and evolving. She helps the group start a fire as they're trying to run away from some wolves. Now, I'm very interested to figure out what Perrin's connection with the wolves is. It's it's interesting because throughout the episodes, we've seen little hints of the power that these candidates may hold, and they all kind of have their own affinity. And I'm starting to think that parents may be a connection with either the wolves or the wildlife in general. So I'm not sure. We know that Ewing has the powers, the powers from the group that we saw in the first episode. She can make fire and cast spells, but she's still working on that stuff to be stronger and be more adept at using those spells. We do flash back to another nightmare that parents having, and once again this figure with the fiery eyes comes up. I'm very intrigued as to, because we've seen now 2 people have the same type of dream that ends up, or nightmare I guess, that ends up in this figure being shown. uh so anyways, we keep Perrin and Ewan finally find some tracks. They start following them after the wolves kind of let them there. They come to that conclusion that the wolves are trying to help them out. So like I said, I'm very interested to figure out if that's because we also saw one of the wolves lick Perrin's wound, and that hasn't come back to bother him. So I'm trying to think maybe did the wolf heal the wound. Um, so we'll see in the future. Uh, this ends with uh, Perrin and Ewan run into this group called the Tuanthan, who are the traveling people. They take him in, they give him refuge, food, shelter. So they're off a little bit better than the other two groups so far. Although we don't know much about these traveling people, so they could spell trouble in the future. The last group, we see that Matt and Rand find a town, um, a very small town, very impoverished. They go into a bar or whatever, where you go for refuge and food and shelter. And then here comes the bard. Finally, we have a bard in the mix. Um, According to the later on, we get an introduction. This bard's name is Tom Maryland. Uh, Hopefully, I mean, if people have read the book, as soon as this character is introduced, I'm sure they were freaking out if it's somebody important from the books. So Matt and Rand have to work for money, for shelter, and travel to the White Tower as they try to keep going. Uh, and then things kind of keep going. We meet this barkeep who's helping them out, giving them shelter, giving them a little bit of work so they can earn some coin. But it feels like she kind of tricks them. So she traps Rand in this room while Matt is off away. It also feels like she was trying to separate them on purpose. So it's very interesting. Once it's revealed that she is a dark friend who reached out to one of the fates to come get him. Um, and a dark friend, I'm guessing, is what they called servants of the Dark One. I think that's what Tom Maryland calls her. That they've given themselves to the Dark One to serve as their guiding hand, and do his bidding. Um, so yeah, it's also very interesting that if you go back and take a look at how the barkeep was helping them, um, she was kind of sowing the seeds to split them up all throughout. Luckily for them, Tom Maryland shows up again, uh, kills the barkeep, helps them get out of that trouble, and now they realize that they need to leave this town. So our groups are once again on the move. I think, like I mentioned, Matt and Rand. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about Rand: when he was trapped in a room, the barkeep mentioned that the door was made out of iron, so he wouldn't be able to escape. But after a few hits, he gathered enough strength to break through the door. So I'm wondering if those are the seeds of the power that Rand holds. We still haven't seen much from Matt. I'm starting to think his skills are more maybe charisma based, or maybe even like a rogue type of character. I'm only kind of going here on based off of D&D and kind of the classes of characters that we can get. So I don't know. This was a very good episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I took the time to have the other two issues. Like just take a little bit of time and then watch this a little bit later. So I'll keep making these videos. They should come out a little bit after the episode's release, especially now that we're only doing one a week. So stay tuned for review and recap of episode 4. But yeah, the Wheel of Time keeps turning. I'm really enjoying it. I hope that we can get Maureen back on her feet, because I think, like I said, Rosamund Pike's been doing an amazing job all throughout the series in these first 3 episodes, and I don't like her character just kind of being sidelined. But we'll see. It does give time and space for these other characters to grow and maybe learn more about them. So, so yeah. But let me know if you're reading the books. Let me know, without spoilers so far, how are you enjoying these first 3 episodes? Who your favorite character is so far, and how are they being adapted when it comes to from the translation from the book to the series. So far, I'm enjoying it. There was not a lot of fights, but there was a little bit of action, and we didn't see much magic really in this episode. So I'm starting to think that they will definitely have some more quieter episodes to try to keep the budget and everything locked in and save that for some bigger fights maybe in the future. We also didn't see many Trollocs or any other army. I'm always interested in the Dark One's army because it feels like they are definitely always up to no good, and they're pretty imposing figures. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in the future as well, and hopefully our band of misfits can get it together, make it to the White Tower. So we'll see what other obstacles they get in their way. They've definitely planted many seeds of like, this is going to be a tough journey for everyone. So thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. If you're watching this and you live in the United States on the day that it was released, happy Thanksgiving. If not, we're very thankful for you to watch our videos, be a subscriber. So remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live, when we drop these videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.